Hey YouTube, Bob here. Well, summer's winding down, and for me that means two things. Time to go back to school, and time to make another collection update video. This one for 2014 is going to be a little bit different than the other ones I've done, because for one, I actually have fewer games now than I have in other collection videos. And number two, I really taken a different stance on the way that I hook my systems up to TVs and which TVs I actually use to play each system. So in this collection video, I'm going to discuss some of those changes. Here we go. I've already mentioned that this collection video is going to be different than all the others, so I figured that I might as well start in a place where I've never started before, and that is my office. My office has this small gaming setup with the Atari 2600, a TurboGrafx 16, and over here I have a Sega Genesis with a power-based converter on it. And the power-based converter allows you to play Sega Master System games on your Sega Genesis. And then up above that I have a Japanese Super Famicom, just for fun, because it's my favorite Nintendo system. Down here below the Sega Genesis with the power-based converter, got some extra controllers, got the light phaser for the Sega Master System, which is its gun, its light gun peripheral, got the control stick for the Master System, the 3D glasses for the Master System, and actually the Sega Genesis branded speakers that could plug into the headphone jack. I didn't know those existed, but I found this lot on eBay for a good price. And in this lot, among the Sega Master System power-based converter, were several Master System games. So I figured I might as well start my Master System collection. So there's the tail end of the alphabet, and I'll work my way up. You see this tower of games here, and that switch box we just passed connects all of these systems with composite video to this flat screen TV here. So as you can see, I was able to pick up several Sega Master System games, and as usual I don't go through and talk about every title. If you're interested in the games that I have in my collection, you can always visit my backloggery page. I will put the link here in the video. Sega Genesis poster that I've always liked. TurboGrafx 16 games up here. Atari 2600 games. I'm probably going to go faster than you can read, but again, if you want to see what I have in detail, you can always go to my backloggery page. And down here in this cabinet, some of the TurboGrafx 16 things that I have. And like I already mentioned, the Atari 2600, the TurboGrafx 16. Come around here, over to this side. Nothing is very different in the closet. Unfortunately, in the townhome in which I currently live, I don't really have enough room to display all the boxes for my Nintendo systems. But I do have the boxes for every single thing that I have. Console, game, accessory alike. And all the boxes for most of the consoles and accessories are up here on the shelf. I have my boxes for my games here in these bins, labeled by system. And then just some random things here. This is actually just a box. I'm going to pull this out here. This is the box for the Prima Box Set of Legend of Zelda hardcover guides. I saw on Amazon.com for $20. They were selling the empty boxes. I don't know how this particular Amazon seller got a hold of just the box, but I thought it might be a nice prop to have for my classes or for the anime club at my school. And what you got, I don't know why this stuff was in here. This is just a piece of paper that was in between two bits of documentation. And then in here is the certificate of authenticity. So just about everything except the golden bookmark and the guide. And these may still be for sale on Amazon if you're interested for $20. So just the empty box. And I was thrilled. This thing is in pristine condition. There is not one ding or scratch whatsoever on this box. So if you're interested, you might want to pick one of those up. Getting back to the closet here, just some duplicates of things I have. A power pad. There's a little case down there with some extra controllers. And this shelf here, it's a little bit overwhelmed at this point. These are my Japanese systems. And then up top, these are the boxes for all my handheld consoles. I am quickly running out of room just for storage, let alone displaying things. I have very few boxes on display out in the loft. But that's where we're headed next. So if we leave the office, come around the corner here, this is the Nintendo loft that you've seen in other videos. And I'm actually going to get started discussing the games here. Give you a little bit of a pan shot as you come in. And we'll start over here with the games. So here's the game wall. You've seen it before. And it starts over here with this lamp with my collection of Nintendo brochures, and I've done several videos on those brochures if you want to check them out. And in regards to the games, I've already mentioned that I have fewer now than I have in the past, and in order to explain that, I'm going to have to go into the evolution and then devolution of my collecting. When I first started collecting Nintendo in 2006, my goal was basically just to collect back the games that I had when I was younger, and the games that I always wanted when I was younger. And of course, as is typical for collectors, kind of got out of hand. Then I wanted every Nintendo system, which meant collecting from Japan, because some things were released only in Japan. And then I branched out into collecting complete franchises like Kirby and Donkey Kong. And then it developed from there to collecting every first-party Nintendo release except for Pokemon. And I know that's considered sacrilege by many Nintendo fans, but keep in mind that I was pretty much out of high school by the time Pokemon became popular. So I just missed the Pokemon boat, which from a financial perspective is probably a good thing. But recently I have started another grad school program. I have a car payment, and because of those things I have pretty much had to allocate my financial spending elsewhere. So collecting has not come to a standstill for me, but I am definitely collecting a lot less than I was in the past. And so much so that I am not even collecting all first-party Nintendo games anymore. Things like Wonderful 101, things that I don't think that I would have a lot of time to play. I'm just not going to spend the money on them, because I have other things that I need to be spending my money on. So I am collecting first-party Nintendo games that I will play, like Mario Kart 8 and Smash Brothers for Wii U and 3DS, but my collection has been pared down a little bit as far as more recent games go. If you take a look at the NES, Super NES, and Nintendo 64 shelves, these are pretty much the same. As a matter of fact, I bet you they're identical in the amount of games that they have to my collection video last year. Where you're going to see some reduction in the collection here is my GameCube, Wii, DS. These particular games here, take a look, this is my entire GameCube collection. I pared that down quite a bit. And that's my entire Wii collection. Both of them fit nicely on two shelves. I'll get into the way things fit in this game room in just a moment here. And there's my Wii U collection with some room for growth. My DS collection is still quite large, 3 shelves, and then the 3DS collection is on the 4th shelf here. Then I have 2 extra shelves here for growth. Up top I have a couple displays, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, and then some Game & Watch units, and then some styluses from Club Nintendo, and some other Club Nintendo bonuses there. You go down, Game Boy Advance, Virtual Boy, the startup disc for the Game Boy player, and then the Mario Party E card game. Come over here, we've got Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, flanked by the Super Game Boy, and then the cleaning kit for the Game Boy systems. So the game collection has been pared down a little bit in regards to more modern games. The older games, pretty much the same. But here's another perspective of this area of the collection with my framed posters. And we come over to this side. This is where more of my imports are. Zelda poster up there. Family Basic keyboard for the Famicom, as well as a data recorder. And some gold Wii peripherals, the nunchuck and the Wii wheel. Famicom disk system and Famicom games. Super Famicom games. N64 games and 64DD games. Just missing one 64DD game to complete the collection. And then some Game Boy Advance, DS, Gamecube, and Wii games from Japan, as well as the Super Game Boy 2. You got the box for the robot and the 3D system for the Famicom, as well as Robot Block and Robot Gyro, which were Stack Up and Gyromite in the United States. So these are the games. Give you one complete view of these two walls.